Hello Commanders, we've been waiting for this dev diary for months and it's finally here. Paradox released the Factions and Politics feature today, October 7th. I'm Steve, let's dive in. The video itself showed a few new things that have already been touched on in the dev streams hosted by Paradox. There was no dev stream breakdown video last week because of how bad work was on my birthday, so I'll recap a couple of things here. Colonies will start with the Earth Council, made up of 20 seats. Half are your starting faction, 4 are your colony sponsor, and the other 6 are split among rival colonies. The council convenes every 2 sols. There are 6 categories of laws the Earth Council has access to. The devs tease these laws with each category. Sponsor Relations has Basic Diplomacy, which lets you pick the rewards to get from the Earth Embassy. Economy and Industry has Production Focus, which lets you pick which factory, machine parts, electronics, polymers, will have better performance. Research and Ecology has Research Focus, which gives a discount to items in one tech tree branch. Tech Deregulation has Drone Hub Efficiency, letting drone hubs operate more drones. Society has Mars Appreciation, which increases bonuses from vistas and research sites. And Permits and Efficiency has Building Codes, which reduces building costs in concrete and metals. The Martian Assembly Spire will become available once you've established your colony, and it costs 80 concrete, 20 metals, and 20 polymers to build. Once it's built, we move into the next stage of the game and are given a bunch of options, including what type of government you want to have. Players will be presented with 4 options. The dev stream had Liberal Democracy, Patriotic Federation, Anarchistic Commune, and Scientific Commune. The feature video also showed Theocracy and Scientific Autocracy. The devs mentioned you can change your political system over time, so that'll be interesting to explore. How many types of government do you think there will be in the game? Put your guesses and theories in the comments section. From what I've seen so far, your starting faction will have 50 or 51 of the 100 Martian Assembly seats once you make your government choice. The other 3 factions will split the remaining seats. The dev playthrough had the Last Transmission Evangelicals, New Soul, and Enlightenment Initiative. The feature video also showed the Preservationist Party and Green Mars Coalition. The dev diary showed there are 30 total factions, including the colony's initial sponsors. The dev diary states Church of the New Ark will continue as a faction once your assembly is formed. I've been able to match the majority of logos to their faction, but there are still 5 I'm not 100% certain on. If you're able to suss them out, let me know in the comments. Players will typically meet 3 to 5 of these factions per game, but imagine an assembly with this many voices shouting different ideas. Because I'm me, I'm going to read through all of these. Enlightenment Initiative on the top row, a progress through science faction that is not very keen on large domes and overpopulation. Flat Mars League, a reality show loving bunch that will focus on their needs and not want to hear anything about globes. Free Love, a mostly reactionary faction that is sick of birth restrictions and wants child-friendly domes. I think this is in the middle row with the logo that has the pink heart on it. Green Mars Coalition, a traditional green party that wants Mars terraformed. Green Now is an anarchistic faction that focuses on green policies and cannot stand nuclear power or mining. I think this is to the left of the Green Mars Coalition on the top row. Helios Consortium on the middle row, an elitist faction that is focused on luxuries provided and wealth. Justice Now, a reactionary movement that is sick of renegades and wants order. In the dev diary it's called the Justice Movement. Last Transmission Evangelicals, an offshoot of Church of the New Ark that focuses on frugal living and abhors wasting resources. They fear the fragility of the colony and will focus on disaster prevention. Project Utopia on the bottom right, a liberal faction that is often accused of being out of touch with reality and the real needs of the colonists. Martian First, a faction of Martian-borns that want a Mars independent from Earth. New Soul, far-left anarchist movement that is focused on every colonist having their needs serviced and are very anti-establishment. The Preservation Movement, also called the Preservationist Party, a faction that feels that Mars is perfect as it is and wants terraforming efforts stopped and no extractors or domes on the surface of Mars. Prosperity for Mars, a capitalist faction that wants strong industry and exports as well as a modicum of luxury. Dominion of Mars, a conservative faction that will focus on order and will not mind a more autocratic approach to governing. The Workers' Collective, a leftist movement that is focused on the rights and needs of the workers on Mars. And Church of the New Ark, a religious movement focused on increasing the population of Mars as well as promoting moral values, especially regarding drinking and gambling. If you get to a point where one faction is really unhappy, they may radicalize, turn renegade, and increase political tension. If it boils over into a political crisis, the assembly could take over, revoke some laws, and then give power back to you. It doesn't sound like in Frostpunk, where if the residents get unhappy, they'll just exile you. The governance options of declare independence and post-independence Earth relations were hovered over during the dev stream on October 1st, meaning you can break away from your sponsor and maybe ally yourself with another sponsor, or declare another one your enemy. The devs tease more about that in the next Dev Diary, which will be coming out next Tuesday, October 14th. Hopefully then we'll get a release date so I can plan my next time off work to play this game a bunch. That wraps it up for now. Drop a like, leave a comment on the questions I asked and your thoughts on the faction logo, subscribe for more content like this, and I'll see you in the next video.